Yeah.
It doesn't know its peers, it doesn't know its tools, it doesn't know its
I see, I see. That's how you go out.
Good evening. My name is Megan. Sullivan, and I am the advisor for Grand Forks Central High School's chapter of the National Technical Honor Society. It is my pleasure to welcome you to tonight's ceremony, where we will honor this year's remarkable group of NTHS inductees. At this time, will all those selected for membership in National Technical Honor Society please come forward and be seated. Grand Forks Central's Associate Principal, Mr. Mike Wilbur, will begin tonight's event with some opening remarks. Please welcome Mr. Wilbur.
Thank you, Megan. Good evening and welcome to the 2021 GFC National Technical Honor Society Induction Ceremony. I just wanted to take a moment to congratulate this year's class of National Technical Honor Society inductees. Students who are being recognized today have shown unique talent and ability in at least one area of the career and technical education curriculums offered within the Grand Forks Public Schools secondary programming. They've been nominated by a CTE teacher and been selected by the GFC NTHS Selection Committee for their outstanding work within our school. We are proud of all of the opportunities career and technical education courses provide our students and know that the CTE programs play a critical role in developing our nation's future workforce. I would also like to take a moment to recognize the very important teachers joining us this evening. Teaching is one of the noblest professions an individual can choose to pursue, and the impact of a student's important teacher can truly be felt for a lifetime. Thank you for the work that you do not only with these students, but also with countless others you've impacted in your years of teaching. Students, with your induction to the National Technical Honor Society, you join more than 100,000 active members and more than 2 million alumni who are part of this prestigious group. NTHS members represent the best of the best when it comes to career and technical education, and we are very proud of all of you. I would like to now introduce you to the Grand Forks Public Schools Director of Career and Technical Education, Mr. Eric Ripley, who has some opening remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Wilbur. Good evening. Career Technical Education, or CTE courses, as we like to call that, allow students to both explore and start developing a career pathway aligned with their passion and interests. Our classrooms and student organizations are active with real-world projects where students are able to create, collaborate, communicate, and develop critical thinking skills. An important factor to our department's success comes from the ongoing support of CTE from our school board and district administrators. I'd like to take just a brief moment to recognize those in attendance. Associate Superintendent Catherine Galach, and school board members Dr. Eric Lund and Doug Carpenter. We greatly appreciate your attendance and continued support of CTE and the National Technical Honor Society, and thank you for joining us tonight. As a community, Grand Forks can be very proud of the quality of our district's CTE programs. We have consistently been viewed as among the best in both the state and the nation, highlighted by the receiving of 14 State Directors Awards of Excellence over the past 10 years. Our CTE instructors are leaders in their curricular fields. Our student organizations have achieved great success at both the state and national competitions. Our programs have great support from our business and industry, but above all else, we simply just have outstanding students to work with. And tonight we recognize and honor those students for their outstanding achievements in CTE. The inductees tonight are superior academic students, career and goal-oriented. They have an extensive background within CTE. They're actively involved within their school and contributors of service to their community. They are well deserving of the recognition being received tonight and comprised of the very best of the best from CTE. Congratulations. At this time, I would like to introduce and thank Adam Schwartz and Faith Hoverson, the current NTHS President and Vice President, for serving as MCs for this evening. Please help me welcome them to the podium.
Good evening. My name is Adam Schwartz, and I serve as the current Grand Forks Central High School NTHS president. On behalf of the present members of NTHS, I would also like to welcome the new inductees, their families, friends, and our special guests to this year's National Technical Honor Society induction ceremony. Please stand and join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. And, the flag is over there. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. My name is Faith Holberson. I am the current NTHS Vice President. The National Technical Honor Society is full of symbolism which promotes the rich culture of the organization. The colors representing NTHS are silver, white, and purple. Silver represents value and worth. White represents truth and honesty. Purple represents achievement and honor.
The official emblem of the organization is made up of a shield crossed by a scroll bearing the letters NTHS. Above the shield is the head of an American bald eagle with a wreath of 7 stars circling the eagle's head.
The shield represents the individual member. The line running through the shield represents a straight, plumb line, fundamental to building a life and career upon a foundation of excellence. The bald eagle's head represents America and the individual's freedom of career choice. The wreath of 7 stars represents the 7 attributes of the NTHS member: skill, scholarship, honesty, responsibility, service, leadership, and citizenship, and the individual NTHS chapters throughout the United States. The attributes are also inscribed on the columns of the ark.
The arch represents the student's passage from school or college into the workforce. The steps represent the preparation necessary to make their transition. The NTHS motto is inscribed on the first step and when translated from Latin reads, "Success favors the prepared mind." The official NTHS slogan is, "Excellence in America's workforce begins with excellence in workforce education." I now introduce you to Central High School NTHS advisor, Mrs. Megan Sullivan.
Tonight, we want our community to become aware of the talents and abilities of the young people who have chosen career and technical education pathways en route to a successful future. As inductees of the National Technical Honor Society, it is important that you understand the 7 attributes of membership. These attributes are represented by the candles you see before you. Adam Schwartz will now explain each of the NTHS attributes as Faith Hoverson places a candle representing the attribute in the coordinating holder, performing our candle ceremony.
In the center of the table is the lighted candle representing knowledge. Knowledge is familiarity, awareness, or understanding gained through experience or study. This candle represents the knowledge you have gained through experience and study in your career and technical education program. The first candle represents the member attribute of skill. Skill is the use of knowledge to develop great ability and the expertise necessary to make a positive difference in a particular occupational field. Next is the candle of honesty. Honesty is the quality of being truthful, trustworthy, and fair with everyone while at work, school, or play. The third candle represents the member attribute service. Service is giving assistance and being ready and able to provide a helpful and useful act without expecting anything in return. The next candle stands for the fourth member attribute, responsibility. Responsibility involves the ability to act without guidance or superior authority and being accountable for your actions. The fifth candle represents the member attribute, scholarship. Scholarship is the distinctive mark of one who has mastered an area of learning, as reflected in the quality of his or her work, especially with respect to thoroughness and care. We now place the candle of the sixth member attribute, citizenship. Citizenship is being entitled with full civil rights and exercising the duties, rights, and privileges of this status. The final candle stands for the seventh member attribute, leadership. Leadership is the responsibility of serving as a guiding force and directing the way by going first with courage and confidence. Candidates and current members, we hope you recognize these 7 attributes in yourself and value these qualities which have made you eligible for membership in the National Technical Honor Society.
The purpose of this evening's ceremony is to confer membership into the Central High School chapter of the National Technical Honor Society to the following candidates. As each inductee is called forward, I will read a few comments made about them through the confirmation process. We ask that you please hold your applause until all inductees have been honored. New members, please come forward to receive your membership materials as your name is called. Our first inductee is Reggie Azenking, who has truly enjoyed his engineering and building trades CTE coursework at GFC. Reggie is described as a top-notch student. Reggie has been actively involved in his coursework, extracurriculars, and volunteerism through his church. Next up is Kendall Bratton, who is described as a kind and hard-working student. Kendall credits her business coursework with helping her to decide on her future career. Kendall is involved in her community by her work at a local daycare and a local school, as well as volunteerism through Feed My Starving Children. Tashima Bryan is our next honoree, who is described as having outstanding character, citizenship, and a positive attitude. Tashima is involved in her school and community through theater, working at McDonald's, and volunteering. Tashima says her CTE coursework has taught her a lot and helped her to find her passion. Mike Anthony Cavansura is our next nominee. He is described as a hardworking and dedicated student who recognizes the importance of education. Mike is involved in his school through NHS and FCCLA, which both have allowed him to get involved with volunteering in the community. Mike says that his CTE courses have helped prepare him for a career in engineering. Our next honoree, Abriana Krask, is actively involved in her school through both the German and Japanese exchange programs and HOSA. Abriana is described as an eager student who is a great leader. Abriana volunteers at the Humane Society and is employed at Home of Economy. Our next inductee is Julia Dawes, who is described as having the character that we strive to possess at GFC. She is also described as a kind and hardworking student who is a friend to all. Julia is considering a career in education and is active in her school and community through musicals and choir. Colby Elseth is our next nominee and is described as a dedicated student with a great work ethic. Colby is very involved in athletics through tennis, football, hockey, and North Dakota hockey. Colby credits his CTE courses for teaching him many important skills he has applied and will apply to real-world situations. Colby says athletics have helped him develop leadership skills and allowed him to give back to his community through volunteerism. Ashley Giroux is up next. Ashley is very involved in her school through volleyball, basketball, softball, and Skills USA, while also holding a part-time job. Ashley is described as helpful and always willing to go above and beyond in her CTE coursework. Ashley hopes to pursue a career in the medical field and credits sports for helping her to develop teamwork skills and her church for giving her the opportunity to volunteer. Mason Grafseth is our next honoree, who is described as kind, hardworking, personable, and respectful. Mason is involved in various school activities including DECA, FBLA, and boys basketball, which have allowed him to get involved with numerous volunteer opportunities and experience success. Mason credits his CTE courses for helping him to determine his future career related to business. Our next candidate is Clara Hansen, who is described as determined, responsible, and the epitome of what a GFC graduate should look like, or should be like. Clara has been involved in her school and community through FBLA, DECA, student council, debate, and golf. Her involvement in her activities has allowed her to place at the state and national level, volunteer within her community, attend conferences, and hold leadership positions. Clara credits her marketing coursework as directing her to seeking a marketing degree in college. Lauren Harrison is our next candidate, who is involved in soccer and cross country at GFC, and has volunteered with All True Hospital, youth soccer, and her church. Lauren credits CTE courses for helping her to narrow down her interests. Lauren is described as kind, helpful, and a hard worker. Up next is Logan Haskamp, a responsible and conscientious student who has been involved in football, track, trap shooting, hockey, and DECA during his time at GFC. Logan is employed at McDonald's, or who is employed at McDonald's, has been very involved with volunteerism in his community and plans to attend UND to become a civil engineer. Logan credits his CTE courses with helping him narrow down his future career choice. Paige Herta is our next honoree, who is described as friendly, outgoing, considerate, and motivated. Paige is active in FCCLA and credits her CTE courses toward helping her acquire her current position working at a daycare center and narrowing down what she wants to do with her future career. Welcome our next candidate, Lauren Hillman, who is described as exceptional. Lauren is involved in NHS, Student Council, FCA, volleyball, and basketball at GFC. Lauren is also active in her church and employment at Cold Stone Creamery. Lauren credits her CTE courses for helping her narrow down her career choices and her extracurriculars for helping her develop leadership skills. Our next inductee is Ellie Hofar, who has been involved in NHS, soccer, and DECA, which allowed her to learn from others and volunteer in her community. Ellie credits CTE courses with giving her skills necessary for her future, as well as helping her decide on her future career in nursing. Ellie is described as kind and bubbly. William Johnson is our next candidate, who is described as a great leader and role model. William participates in baseball, tennis, hockey, and maintains a part-time job. William is very involved in his community through his church and various other volunteer events. William is considering a career in engineering. Next to be recognized is Connor Litzinger, who is known as a great leader with a strong work ethic. Connor is involved in hockey and baseball at GFC and also holds a part-time job. Connor says he learned important skills, but more important, problem solving and teamwork in his CTE courses. Connor is described as well-informed, open-minded, and a responsible student. Next up is Michaela Molds, who was unable to attend tonight. She's involved in volleyball and tennis at GFC, volunteers at Journey Home Animal Rescue, and is employed at Choice Health and Fitness. Michaela says her CTE coursework is very important as she works towards her goal of someday owning her own business. Michaela is described as kind and hardworking. Our next nominee is Madison Myrold, who is involved with volleyball, basketball, soccer, NHS, and student council at GFC, while also keeping a part-time job. Madison is described as a strong leader who has been the captain of all 3 sports she participates in. Madison enjoys making a difference in her community through volunteerism with Special Olympics and her church, to name a few. Our next candidate is Bryce Philpott, who is described as a respectful leader and hard worker in his athletic and academic endeavors. Bryce is involved in football, hockey, lacrosse, FCA, and his church. He also coaches baseball and hockey. Bryce says his school involvement has taught him to be accountable and helped him develop his character. Sophia Pringle is our next nominee and is described as trustworthy, diligent, thoughtful, and a student who actively engages in her coursework and goes above and beyond. Sophia is active in the Teams Engineering Competition, Skills USA, theater, and is even learning Chinese. Sophia credits her engineering courses with allowing her to express her creativity using math and showing her what a real workplace environment might entail. Up next is Sophia Rail, who is described as self-driven, intelligent, and kind. Sophia is involved with music and athletics at GFC, as well as FCA, NHS, and Student Council. Sophia volunteers through her church and currently works at Party City. Sophia credits CTE courses for helping solidify her choice of becoming a nurse in the future. Christy Stamen is up next. Christy has been involved in musicals, student council, and choir at GFC, and volunteers within her community and church. Christy has participated in dance and is employed as a ballet teacher where she serves as a role model for younger dancers. She is described as a great communicator, reliable, humble, and well-rounded. Christy credits her CTE courses and coursework with teaching her leadership skills. Next up is Sam Strandell, who is involved in football, basketball, baseball, NHS, and Skills USA at GFC. Sam is described as a kind leader who is enthusiastic and efficient, and someone who goes above and beyond. Sam credits his CTE courses, extracurricular involvement, and his job for teaching him the value of hard work as a way to achieve his goals. We next welcome Erica Tinger, who is active in the GFC Spirit Club, GAP, Art Club, Prom Committee, NHS, and is employed at Hugo's Bakery. Erica is described as responsible, caring, fun, and a talented artist. Erica says her CTE classes have helped her decide what she actually wants to do with her future. Next to be recognized is Jack Erlacher, who has been involved in gymnastics, track, football, student congress, and FBLA during his time at GFC. Jack also works as a warming house attendant and is described as a dedicated student and athlete who puts forth his best effort and shows great leadership abilities. Jack credits his CTE coursework for making school engaging, fun, and educational, while helping him get interested in a potential career in engineering. Our final candidate of the evening is Tucker Bosacek, who has been involved in track, cross-country, and trap shooting during his time at Grand Forks Central. Tucker has a job at Buffalo Wild Wings. He is described as a hard worker who wants to do well and has taken an active role volunteering at his church and within his community. Tucker says his CTE courses have prepared him for college, his future career, and everyday life. (2021) NTHS inductees, please stand at this time. I hereby declare these 27 students have been inducted into the Central High School chapter of the National Technical Honor Society. Congratulations.
Newly inducted NTHS members. You now join the other current and honorary members who have earned all the rights and privileges that membership in the society bestows upon its members.
With membership comes responsibilities. We are reminded of these responsibilities through the NTHS Pledge. All newly inducted members, please stand and recite the NTHS Pledge with us. The pledge can be found in your program.
As a member of the National Technical Honor Society, I pledge to maintain the highest standard of personal conduct. I will allow myself to continue my rigorous scholastic achievement, and I will strive for excellence in all aspects of my education. I will invest in my talents, my skills, and my knowledge in a career of my own choosing, and shall always endeavor to uphold my obligations as a citizen of my community and my country. New members, you may now be seated. At this time, will all very important teachers please make their way toward the right side of the stage by creating a line by Amy Puchlinski.
A traditional part of the Grand Forks Public Schools NTHS induction process is the selection and recognition of each member's very important teacher. Each student was tasked to select an educator who has made a significant influence on their life. Then each student wrote a paper describing this impact. The paper is summarized in each of the videos you are about to view. It is incredibly inspiring for me to learn about all of the amazing students and teachers that we have at our school. It's especially gratifying to hear in the students' own words the tremendous impact that these gifted educators have played in their lives and in helping to shape their future. As I call forth each very important teacher tonight, they will join one of the newest NTHS members on stage and be presented with a VIT apple and copy of the student's essay as a small token of gratitude for their service and inspiration they provide to students. Then we will hear a few comments from the student about their VIT. If you would again please save your applause until all of the teachers have been recognized. David Vonish is Reggie Cheney Azenking's very important teacher. Mr. Vonish is not here tonight, but oh, he is here now. Okay. He wasn't there this year. There we go.
Hi, my name is Reggie Azeking and I'm a student at Grand Forks Central. I was nominated for the National Technical Honor Society in the area of Projects Lead the Way. Thank you, Mr. Carlson, for nominating me for NTHS. For my very important teacher, I selected Mr. Vonage. He was my 6th grade teacher. He made sure to make everything I did at Valley really fun and to make sure that I did my best at trying at school.
Congrats to David Vonish. Mary Drum is Tashima Bryan's very important teacher.
Hi, my name is Tashima Bryan, and I'm a sophomore at Central, and I was nominated for National Honor Society in facts by Mrs. Staub and Mrs. Peterson. For my very important teacher, I selected Mrs. Drum. I had her in freshman year English. A memory that stuck with me was eating lunch in her classroom because I was too scared to go to the lunchroom. Mrs. Drum has always greeted me with a smile when I came in the room, and always seemed to make the most boring topics fun and understandable.
Way to go, Mrs. Drum. Zachary Buka is Mike Anthony Cavansura's very important teacher.
Hello, my name is Mike Anthony Cavansura, and I'm a senior at Grand Forks Central High School. I was nominated for the National Technical Honor Society in the area of Information Technological Education. Thank you to Mr. Buka for nominating me for NTHS. For my very important teacher, I selected Mr. Zachary Buka, my IT Essentials teacher. My greatest lesson learned from Mr. Buka was to always have faith in myself, especially when I think I'm doing things wrong, because it somehow ends up being right in the end. I just want to thank Mr. Buka for his support, both academically and non-academically related.
Great job, Mr. Buka. Kimberly Adams is Abriana Cross's very important teacher.
Hello, my name is Abriana Cross, and I am a senior at Grand Forks Central High School. I was nominated for the National Technical Honor Society in the area of medical careers. Thank you to Mrs. Nosted for nominating me for NTHS. For my very important teacher, I selected Mrs. Adams, my teacher for Intro to Medical Careers during my sophomore year of high school. I have many amazing memories with Mrs. Adams. She was one of the kindest and most caring teachers that I have ever gotten a chance to learn from. She taught me many great lessons, not only about medical aspects in healthcare, but also about being a trustworthy and responsible individual. Mrs. Adams expanded my interest and liking for medical careers, which is why I chose her for my very important teacher.
Well done, Mrs. Adams. Heidi Muse is Julia Dawes' very important teacher.
Hello, my name is Julia Dawes, and I am a sophomore at Grand Forks Central High School. I was nominated for National Technical Honor Society in the area of Family and Consumer Sciences. Thank you to Mrs. Peterson and Mrs. Beauchamp for nominating me for NTHS. For my very important teacher, I selected my 4th grade teacher, Heidi Muse. My favorite memory of her was when she always played fun and inspiring music every morning. It was a great way to start my day. I might not remember exactly what she taught me, but I do remember how she made me feel. And that is why she is my very important teacher.
Well deserved, Mrs. Muse. Kimberly Clark is Clara Hansen's very important teacher.
Hi, my name is Clara and I'm a senior at Grand Forks Central. I was nominated for National Technical Honor Society in the area of marketing. Thank you, Mr. Challen, for the NTHS nomination. For my very important teacher, I selected Kimberly Clark, my former DECA advisor and marketing teacher. One of the most important things I learned from her was that you need to take pride in everything you do, or else there's no point in doing it. You need to put your best effort into everything you do in life. One of my favorite memories with her was when I was able to help her plan Pink Out back in 2018, and I was able to watch all the planning and organizing she did that went into making that event a success year after year. She's someone I will forever look up to and strive to be like when I'm older. She is so passionate about everything she does, and that is why I chose her as my very important teacher. Thank you, Mrs. Clark, for everything you do.
Congratulations, Mrs. Clark. Brittany Bundy is Lauren Harrison's very important teacher.
Hello, my name is Lauren Harrison, and I'm a senior at Grand Forks Central High School. I was nominated for the National Technical Honor Society in the area of Family and Consumer Sciences. Thank you to Ms. Stognes, Mrs. Peterson, and Mrs. Beauchamp for nominating me for NTHS. For my very important teacher, I chose Ms. Bundy, my cross-country coach and math teacher. Through her motivation, I grew confidence as a runner and as a person. Ms. Bundy is a great example of a teacher who truly cares about her students and makes a difference every day. I will always appreciate the time and effort that she gave to me to make a difference in my life. Thank you.
Way to go, Ms. Bundy. Brittany Baker is Paige Herda's very important teacher.
Hello, my name is Paige Herda and I'm a junior at Grand Forks Central High School. I was nominated for National Technical Honor Society in the area of facts. Thank you to Rhonda Peterson and Ashley Stognes for nominating me for NTHS. For my very important teacher, I selected Brittany Baker, my tutorial teacher. The greatest lesson Ms. Baker has taught me is that perfect is an impossible standard. You're going to make mistakes and it's okay as long as you keep working on being better in the future.
Congrats, Ms. Baker. Dylan Dockler is Lauren Hillman's very important teacher.
Hi, my name is Lauren Hillman and I'm a senior at Grand Forks Central. I was nominated for National Technical Honor Society in the area of medical careers. Thank you to Mrs. Nostad for nominating me for NTHS. For my very important teacher, I selected Mr. Doppler, my 8th grade science teacher and track coach for a few years here at Central. I chose Mr. Doppler because he displays many of the character qualities I admire. My greatest lessons learned from Mr. Doppler was to not dwell on the past and be genuine with my actions. My favorite memories are of the talks and laughs we had at practices with the hurdlers. I am very grateful to have had him as a teacher and coach who challenged me to strive in every opportunity.
Well deserved, Mr. Dockler. Trish Moore is Ellie Hofarth's very important teacher.
Hi, I'm Ellie Hofarth and I'm a senior at Grand Forks Central High School. I was nominated into National Technical Honor Society in the area of business education. Thank you, Mr. Lennon, for nominating me into NTHS. For my very important teacher, I selected Mrs. Moore, my 4th grade teacher. My greatest lesson learned from Mrs. Moore was treating others with kindness and to be a leader to all those around me, because that is what she demonstrates within our classroom. A memory that has stuck with me throughout the years has been raising baby chickens within our classroom with my classmates. Mrs. Moore has continued to show me love and compassion since the day I was born, and that is why I chose her for my very important teacher.
Great job, Mrs. Moore. Emily Dawes is Michaela Mold's very important teacher. Michaela was unable to attend tonight's ceremony, so Faith Overson will be presenting Emily with the apple and the essay.
Hello, my name is Michaela Moles and I am a sophomore at Grand Forks Central High School. I was nominated for National Technical Honor Society in the area of business education. Thank you to Mrs. Sullivan for nominating me for NTHS. For my very important teacher, I selected Emily Dawes. Emily is the mother of one of my best friends and was like a second mom to me growing up. My greatest lesson learned from my VIT was to always maintain a positive attitude and find the good in every situation. Emily has this way of being the most positive and upbeat person in the room, and I strive to be just like her.
Well done, Mrs. Dawes. George Dubois is Madison Myrold's very important teacher.
Hi, I'm Madison Myrold, and I'm a 12th grader at Grand Forks Central High School. I was nominated for the National Technical Honor Society in the area of graphic arts, and I want to thank Mrs. Baki for nominating me. For my very important teacher, I have chosen Mr. Dubois. He was my teacher in 10th grade and 11th grade, and he has coached me in soccer from my 8th grade year to my senior year. My greatest lesson learned from him was how a female athlete should be coached. He's helped coach me into a resilient, strong, and impactful leader. Through his drive and empowerment, I have become a better person, and that is why I chose him for my very important teacher.
Nicely done, Mr. Dubois. Cynthia Nelson is Sophia Pringle's very important teacher.
Hi, my name is Sophia Pringle, and I'm a sophomore here at GFC. I'd like to say a huge thank you to Mr. Carlson for nominating me in the area of PLTW. It was so hard to pick just one of my amazing teachers to be my EIT, but I chose my Algebra 2 teacher, Mrs. Nelson, because she always pushes her students to do their best. Her classes are some of the hardest at Central, but our biggest challenges are often the ones that we learn the most from. She taught me to never back down from a challenge. Looking back at this year, I can now see how much I've learned, not only in math, but in time management and perseverance. I'm so proud of how far I've come this year under her guidance. Thank you again for reviewing my application.
Awesome job, Mrs. Nelson. Cindy Wayne, who was unable to be here tonight, is Sophia Rail's very important teacher.
Hello, my name is Sophia Rail, and I'm a senior at Grand Forks Central High School. I was nominated for National Technical Honor Society in the area of medical careers. Thank you, Mrs. Nosted, for the nomination. For my very important teacher, I selected Mrs. Wayne, my first grade teacher. My greatest lesson that I learned from Mrs. Wayne was to always treat others with kindness and to glorify God foremost in everything that I do. Thank you, Mrs. Wayne, for everything you've taught me and done for me.
Congrats to Cindy Wayne. Missy Miedema is Christine Stamen's very important teacher.
Hi, I'm Christy Stamen, and I'm a senior at Grand Forks Central High School. I was nominated by Mrs. Sullivan for the National Technical Honor Society in the area of business education. For my very important teacher, I selected Mrs. Miedema, my AP English Literature teacher. Mrs. Miedema has impacted me the most through her kindness and commitment to myself and other students. Mrs. Miedema encourages us students to look at questions and problems with a new and different perspective. She places high priority on independent and free thinking. Not only has she made a difference in my comprehensive reading and writing skills, she has demonstrated such admirable qualities that I hope to emulate in my professional endeavors and to one day be as impactful as she.
Wonderful work, Mrs. Miedema. Nancy Greenwood is Erica Tinjum's very important teacher.
I'm Erica Tinjum. I'm a senior at Grand Forks Central High School, and I was nominated for NTHS in the category of Family and Consumer Sciences. Big thanks to Mrs. Peterson and Ms. Stavnes for nominating me. I really appreciate you guys. And for my VIT, I chose Nancy Greenwood, who I've had for my art teacher for the past 4 years. I genuinely don't think I could have managed high school without that class. So I really appreciate her and everything that she does for me.
Well deserved, Mrs. Greenwood. Melissa Baki is Ashley Giroux's very important teacher.
Hi, my name is Ashley Giroux, and I'm a junior at Grand Forks Central High School. I was nominated for the National Technical Honor Society in the area of graphic arts. Thank you to Ms. Baki for nominating me for NTHS. For my very important teacher, I selected Ms. Baki. She was one of my sophomore and junior teachers. My greatest lesson learned from Ms. Baki was to always take the good out of a bad situation. A memory that has stuck with me from my time in Ms. Baki's class was when we were making the championship boards for the school, and halfway through the project we realized we were using the wrong gray vinyl and had to start all over. Ms. Baki taught me something new every day I was with her, which is why I chose her as my very important teacher.
Great job, Mrs. Baki. Melissa Baki is also William Johnson's very important teacher.
Hello, my name is William Johnson, and I am a junior at Grand Forks Central High School. I was nominated for the National Technical Honor Society in the area of graphic arts. Thank you to Mrs. Baki for nominating me for NTHS. For my very important teacher, I select Mrs. Baki, my graphic arts teacher at Grand Forks Central. My greatest lesson learned from Mrs. Baki was to be comfortable with myself, my ideas, and my creativity. She had a great influence on everything I did and gave me the freedom to be me. I will forever be grateful for all she has done in the past and for how she has impacted my future.
Fantastic work, Mrs. Baki. Mrs. Baki is also Connor Litzinger's very important teacher.
Hello, my name is Connor Litzinger. I'm a junior at Grand Forks Central High School. I was nominated for the National Technical Honor Society in the area of graphic arts. Thank you to Mrs. Baki for nominating me for NTHS. For my very important teacher, I selected Mrs. Baki, my graphic arts teacher for my 10th and 11th grade year. My favorite thing about Miss Baki is a lesson that I learned, and it was really how to be just a good person. And for my VIT, she is my VIT because she really teaches me how to bring the best out of me at all times.
Congrats again, Mrs. Baki. Dr. David Tack is Mason Grafseth's very important teacher.
Hello, my name is Mason Grafseth. I'm a senior at Grand Forks Central High School. I was nominated for the National Technical Honor Society in the area of marketing. Thank you to Mr. Challen for nominating me for NTHS. My very important teacher is Dr. Tack. The lesson that he taught me is that I don't have to be the most traditional student to be a great student. I'm a student that's not very good at test taking or really paying attention even, but he really taught me that I can still be a great student while still being myself. And he gave me a lot of confidence. And he's my VAT because he really made me enjoy going to school every day and really gave school like an actual fun time. Like it was fun to go to his class every day, and he made me so much more confident.
Way to go, Dr. Tack. Dr. David Tack is also Logan Haskamp's very important teacher.
Hello, my name is Logan Haskamp, and I am a senior at Grand Forks Central High School. I was nominated for National Technical Honor Society in the area of food and consumer science. Thank you to Mrs. Beauchamp and Mrs. Peterson for nominating me for NTHS. For my very important teacher, I decided to select Dr. Tack, my senior literature teacher. My fondest memory from his class was just always the positive energy he has. No matter what kind of day he's having or who you are, he's always positive towards you. And especially with him being my first period class, it's nice to be able to start your day off with such an energetic, positive person. And that is why I've decided to pick him for my very important teacher.
Great job, Dr. Tack. Dr. David Tack is also Sam Strandell's very important teacher.
Hello, my name is Sam Strandell, and I'm a junior at Grand Forks Central High School. I was nominated for National Technical Honor Society in the area of graphic arts. Thank you to Mrs. Baki for nominating me for NTHS. For my very important teacher, I selected Dr. Tack. This is my first year of having Dr. Tack in class. He's my English teacher. And I think my favorite thing about Dr. Tack is his attitude on a daily basis. He always comes to class happy and energetic, and even on Mondays when no one is really in the mood to learn, he always gets us to wait and learn or be energetic about class. So I think my favorite thing about Dr. Tack is his attitude and his ability to make teaching and having class and being an education a fun way.
Way to go, Dr. Tack. Trevor Lennon is Colby Elseth's very important teacher.
Hi, my name is Colby Elseth. I'm a senior at Grand Forks Central High School. I've been nominated for NTHS in the business education section by Mr. Lennon, and my very important teacher I chose as Mr. Lennon because just the way he makes classes feel like they're fun while you're still learning, and the way he treats kids all around.
Well deserved, Mr. Lennon. Trevor Lennon is also Bryce Philpott's very important teacher.
Hello, my name is Bryce Philpott and I'm a 10th grader at Grand Forks Central High School. I was nominated for National Technical Honor Society in the area of business education. Thank you to Mr. Lennon for nominating me for the NTHS. For my very important teacher, I selected Mr. Lennon, my video production teacher and football coach. I remember when I was walking to his class and in the halls, I hear music and I just think, what is he doing? As I walk in, I see him in the back, dancing at his desk and listening to some music. I chose Mr. Lennon as my very important teacher because he is like a friend to all. He stands out to me because he shows the 6 pillars of being a Central Knight and the 7 NTHS attributes.
Fantastic job, Mr. Lennon. Trevor Lennon is also Jack Erlacher's very important teacher.
Hello, my name is Jack Erlacher and I'm a senior at Grand Forks Central High School. I was nominated for National Technical Honor Society in the area of business education. Thank you to Mr. Lennon for nominating me for NTHS. For my very important teacher, I select Mr. Lennon, my business education teacher. My favorite memory of Mr. Lennon was when his wife said, "Say something."
Congrats to Mr. Lennon.
Next up, Megan Sullivan, who obviously is our NTHS advisor, but also has been selected as a very important teacher. So I'm happy to take her spot here for the last two. So Megan Sullivan is Kendall Broughton's very important teacher.
Hello, my name is Kendall Broughton and I am a junior at Grand Forks Central High School. I was nominated for a National Technical Honor Society in the area of business education. Thank you to Mrs. Sullivan for nominating me for NTHS. For my very important teacher, I selected Mrs. Sullivan, my accounting and personal finance teacher. My greatest lesson learned from Mrs. Sullivan was to always try my best and always be kind to everyone. A memory that has stuck with me from Mrs. Sullivan's class is that every morning she always says hi to everyone when we walk in and always tells us to have a good day before we leave, which is why I chose her for my very important teacher. She has taught me how much the little things can impact people and that it isn't hard to be nice to everyone.
Well done, Mrs. Sullivan. And Mrs. Sullivan is also Tucker Bosicek's very important teacher.
Hi, my name is Tucker Bosicek and I'm a senior at Grand Forks Central High School. I was nominated for the National Technical Honor Society in the area of business education. Thank you to Mr. Lennon for nominating me for NTHS. For my very important teacher, I selected Mrs. Sullivan because she has taught me 3 out of the 4 years I have been at GFC and has taught me a lot. My greatest memories from my VIP are that she never fails to put a smile on my face, even when I'm tired during the first class of the day, and always putting me in a good mood whenever I'm in a bad one.
Great work, Mrs. Sullivan. Very important teachers, please stand one more time for a well-deserved round of applause. You may be seated for some closing remarks. Mrs. Sullivan?
Parents, guardians, and newest members, as we bring tonight's induction ceremony to a close, there are several items I would like to point out within the folder that the new inductees received. First is the membership certificate, which certifies your official induction into the National Technical Honor Society. I've also attached important items to the inside of the cover. In particular, please take note of your membership ID. Some of the great benefits of being an NTHS member include the opportunity to apply for NTHS scholarships, as well as the ability to receive letters of recommendation from the national office. There are many additional benefits and opportunities available. We encourage you to learn more information about these by visiting the NTHS website. This induction ceremony would not have been possible without the help of so many. I would like to give special thanks to Kevin Phelps and Mr. Eric Ripley for guiding me this year as I continue my journey as an advisor. I appreciate your patience and support. Amy Puck-Chewinski for helping set up and tear down and everything in between. Current NTHS members for taking photos distributing programs, seating guests, running the slideshow, and to our MCs for the evening, Adam Swartz and Faith Hoverson, who did such a great job of leading tonight's ceremony. I appreciate you making sure everything went smoothly. The staff and administration of Grand Forks Central High School for allowing us to use their wonderful facilities. Jake Geffrey for setting up and operating the lights, sound, and live stream tonight. Mr. Wilbur, Mr. Ripley, honored guests, and all in attendance for being part of the ceremony tonight. And you, parents, guardians, family members, teachers, and friends for assisting students along the way. You played a vital part in your student being inducted tonight. Please join me in showing our gratitude by giving everyone a round of applause. Once again, congratulations to the newest members of Central High School's chapter of the National Technical Honor Society. Being a member is a privilege and a great honor, one which you should be very proud of achieving. I would like to invite our Associate Principal, Mr. Mike Wilbur, to come forward for the closing remarks.
I'd just like to thank Ms. Sullivan for all of her work in organizing tonight's festivities. I'd also like to thank our CTE Director, Mr. Eric Ripley, for his continued support of all of our CTE courses offered at GFC. From exploring medical careers to networking to building a home, our students have tremendous opportunities to develop unique skill sets that help prepare them for the future workforce, so we're very grateful for that. Again, congratulations to our newest NTHS members and also the very important teachers in the audience. And I'd like to thank all of our guests for attending tonight's event. This concludes the 2021 National Technical Honor Society induction ceremony. New members, please stay on stage for a quick photo. Thank you for coming and have a great night.